What was your first fight like?
My very first fight, I graduated in 2016, and I had my first amateur fight 2017. So like, I was thinking it was like that April that next year. So my first fight, I was like super nervous. Getting out there, I'm like, man, I gotta hit somebody for real. I gotta kick somebody for real. I gotta take somebody down for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? We fight it for free. It was like a super nervous, wrecking feeling. Like there was anxiety. Like I wanted to puke. Like I'm like, do I deserve to be here? Like I want to go home to my mom's crib.
Welcome back to IPA, where we keep it real and raw. I'm your host, Mr. IPA, and I have another special guest. I'd allow him to introduce himself.
Yo, Rico Tally, how you guys doing?
Hey, Reckless Rico. Rico. Reckless Rico. Who is Reckless Rico?
Man, Reckless Rico is definitely like a version of like several different people. You know, the fighter, the friend, you know what I'm saying, that caring person you can lean on, the boyfriend, the son. But like overall, he's a fighter and a mixed martial artist.
You feel like Reckless Rico is almost like a mask in a sense?
I feel like so. I definitely feel like it's like an alter ego for sure. Yeah.
Damn, do you
I always feel like that.
yeah. That, I mean, but that's kind of decent though. Like it's like just somebody you could snap into, or somebody that people identify you as, but it's not like, it's also not you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's layers to it, you know? Yeah,
it's like being Reckless Rico is like a person I be for like a moment, you know, but like being Rico Tally is like who I am every day. But to be like that guy for like 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long, is just for the moment.
Find a lot of therapy on the mat?
Yeah, I definitely felt like a lot of therapy, whether like I worked the whole day or had a bad day. Like once I'm in the gym, like I leave all that like outside of the gym. Like I don't care what type of day is going. Like when I'm in the gym is my home. Like I feel so happy, even just warming up. Like we could be doing jumping jacks and I'm just smiling. Like I'm just happy to be there. Like I'm happy to be drilling. I'm happy like people when they come up to me asking me questions like, hey Rico, like how can I fix this? Or what do you think I'm doing wrong? Like all that shit at the gym, like I'm happy just to be there. I'm just happy to be present in the moment, drilling, rolling, all that.
How does the structure of even trying to become like get into the MMA, what does that even look like? Because like I know it's like, you know, people will come in with a record of like, you know, 20 something whatever, 20 something no, you know, like how do you know when that time does come? Like, do you have to apply for it, or do they just come calling you? Or like let's say if it was the UFC or something, you know, like what does that even look like? Or like Bellator? They
look at your record, obviously, like are you winning or losing? That's always the biggest thing, right? Like your name recognition, like where have you fought, who have you beaten, like all those things tie into what gets you to the next level.
Yeah. So you kind of essentially have to market yourself in order for them to notice you, and then they'll like kind of bring you up essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And like social media, that plays a big part too. Like the more eyes got on you, the more videos you can put out, the content, obviously that all helps get you to where you want to be too.
Okay, so let me ask then, what made you say like I would rather pursue a career in fighting rather than try to go to something that was like more like a conventional job?
Probably when I got my first job in high school working at McDonald's, I was like, this is not it. This is not it. I'm not meant to flip burgers for the rest of my days. Please get me off the grill. Like, just please. Like, right then and there, I realized, like, this can't be my life. I got to fight. It's like, I got to fight or nothing, bro. Like, I don't know.
So, like, that job really kind of, like, pushed you from, like, all the rest of that shit? You were like, nah, I ain't.
Yeah, I'm just looking back on it now, like, now and then, I'm just, like, realizing, like, it has never been my face. Like, I worked like dozens of jobs since McDonald's, right? But like all those jobs are just a factor to like build me up to where I am now.
Yeah. Damn. So what kind of like pushed you over the edge to want to actually go do it? Like, was it like a conversation you had, or were you just kind of like, once you started training, you already had the mindset of like, I'm going to be like competing?
Yeah, I think more so, I think after my very first time competing in jiu-jitsu, I was like, okay, I won this tournament in jiu-jitsu. I'm like, one day I'm gonna fight MMA too. It just kept building up. The more tournaments I kept doing, the more competitions I kept winning. I'm just like, man, this is like, it's like an addiction. I'm just like, I want to keep.
What weight class do you compete in now?
Usually now I'm at 135, and then like when I'm doing like tournaments or something, it's 145. Like I just compete at my natural walk around weight.
So is jiu-jitsu kind of like your main style?
Yeah, my main style for sure would probably be grappling, yeah. Definitely more of a grappler than I am a striker, yeah.
Bro, let me feel your grip, bro.
Let me feel your grip. Pull him in.
Shit. Damn, bro. So tell me about street beefs. Street beefs, I feel like was a little side quest that you went on, but it like ended up. It turned out that it ended up like really benefiting.
Yeah, so street beefs, like I never really told the story like how street beefs got started.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to fight like my last amateur fight before I went pro, right? It was literally like March 15th of 2020, but that's when like the whole world changed, right? That's literally like the day COVID shut everything down. So like restaurants, flights, people that's supposed to have fights, including mine, like it got shut down. So like for a few months, I'm like, all right, what I'm gonna do? I had to answer. Like my gym had shut down when I was training at Maxim Gym under Monterey and Hobart. Like that had shut down because you could only have it open for so long before, the government came knocking. So in high school, I think my junior year, I was watching street beefs, just like doing whatever in study hall, just like watching the random videos on like the Chromebook and stuff.
Hell yeah.
And then one day I seen street beefs. I'm like, oh, I told myself like one day I'm gonna fight on that just for like the hell of it, right? And then COVID happened. I'm like, I seen them post the ad. It is like, if you guys want to fight, join the YouTube link, and they would always post it in like the bio on YouTube, right? So I joined the group. I'm in a text, I'm like, I want to go down.
Yeah.
And the dude, Scarface, Chris Wilmore, he personally texted me back and he was like, hey, if you're serious about fighting, it's in Virginia. Come down. So I'm like, all right, bet, get a couple of buddies. We make the drive. It's like 11 hours from Indiana at the time when I was still living in Indiana.
Yeah.
Drove down there, fought in this dude's backyard, won. And then I just kept coming back and I'm just like, and then the views kept coming. Then people start recognizing me. I'm just like, oh shit, like this is legit. And then Street Beef just kept on going, man. I'm grateful for like fighting for them for like the 2 years that I did.
That's crazy, and what's even crazier is like we at a point in time we had some shit like that back in Hobart.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck was that shit? Was it Hobart Fight Club?
We had our show is Strike Force.
Strike Force, yeah. Bro, like imagine if like motherfuckers would have had the mind to just like monetize that back then, because we were really, I don't think, honestly, I think a lot of those videos would have gotten swiped just because we were underage, just like motherfuckers just fighting each other, shit. But at the same time, like the idea was always there,
Yeah.
But like even in the street beefs fights, like did you have like a hardest competitor?
I think in street beefs, my hardest fight was probably the fight that went the distance, because I think I had 10 fights or 9 fights with him, and the only one went the distance. And that's when I had fought down in what was it at? We was in San Bernardino, California. So like outside it's like 116 degrees.
I remember that video.
And everybody's like fighting outside.
Hay
they got hay bros like all around and shit. And it was so hot, and just me and the dude just ended up just slugging it out the whole like 15 minutes or whatever we was fighting. That was probably my toughest fight today for sure.
So when you think back, what was your favorite fight moment? Like if you had just like a highlight reel, like what was your favorite fight moment from your career so far?
My favorite fight moment, man, it's been so many like great little like moments and times over the years now. Like if I had to put one particular moment together, it'd probably be, I want to say my very first pro finish. Because my first few wins, I had came close to getting finishes, but I won by decision, right? So in my head, I'm thinking like, damn, I'm just gonna be that guy that win by decision. Like I'm like, I can't knock nobody out. I haven't subbed nobody. But like for my third victory as a pro is a little bit special, right? Because I had my coaches at the gym I was training at the time, Rupert Sport. Then I had Armando come down for the one time. I'm just like, all right, bro, this is gonna be on UFC Fight Pass. This is iconic. Like this is like the big fight of my career. I'm like, Armando, you gotta come. Armando pulled up. You know what I'm saying? For those of you that don't know, Armando Reina, my first coach like ever from Hobart, Indiana.
Look on the channel. Look on the channel.
Shout out him.
You gonna see.
But he came to my fight and he cornered me. He's helping me warm up in the back before we got out there, and like I'm beating this guy for like 3 rounds. Right? It's only like probably like a minute ago. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna win another decision. Then I hear Armando and then my other coaches like in the corner. Then I was able to get the victory. I was like, yes, my first ever finish as a pro, bro. I'm like, thank God. That definitely holds up in like my special moment. It's at the top tier.
Man, and it was on the Fight Pass too.
On the Fight Pass, I'm like, yeah.
That shit is solid as fuck. Do you find it hard to sometimes stay focused and like keep your mind in it and keep the passion going for it? Or do you feel like anytime you step on the mat, it's just like it's always there?
There's been like a few like momentary lapse in like, judgments are like, man, is it worth it? Like, am I still doing this? Like after all these years, like, why do I gotta keep going? Like, why do I gotta keep doing this? There were those doubts, but like now, I like where I'm at now in life, I'm like, okay, I got to where I'm at from all this hard work, from the grind and just the years of just never giving up. Like through all the people telling me like I wasn't gonna be shit, like I wasn't like meant to be here. I couldn't win this, I couldn't win that, and then to win that and win this, I'm like, it was meant for me to be here right at this time and go through all the things I went through to get here today. So
in the grand scheme of things, like kind of where do you want to end up with your fighting career? Like, do you want to like kind of pursue more of like just opening schools up and just being like like just a master and just kind of opening up different locations and teaching out of that? Or do you want to go full at it, like trying to get into bigger industries and organizations?
yeah, I mean, that's always the idea, to like be a world champion and getting like the best promotion I can get in. Then like eventually, like when it's all just said and done, because I have experience like teaching classes, and it like makes my heart really warm when I teach somebody. Like, say if I teach you skills, right, and I teach you how to defend yourself for the rest of your life, I could be happy knowing you get into an altercation, you good. You're protected. You can protect your family one day. I show you 2 moves, you can protect your wife, your daughter, your kid, your son one day. I live my life like happy knowing with that. So like I do one day when I open up my own gym, just so I can keep having like that feeling too, and just helping people like grow and fight. And even if they don't want to compete, right? It's always good just to know how to defend yourself.
Do you have anything else you want to tell the people, bro? You have anything else you want to get off your chest?
I know a lot of times like people are going through stuff, whether it's like mental health, depression, suicide, especially amongst men, right? It's not something like that's really talked about as far as even as men in general. Like we have this stigma, like we're supposed to be strong, we're supposed to be, the supportive person, like the shoulder you can cry on. But like men suffer too, and that's always something like that I really want to spread awareness to. Like just always know like there's help, there's people you can reach out to, whether it's your loved ones, your friends, or even if you have nobody to talk to, talk to the universe, talk to God, talk to somebody, and just know like, it's not the end of the road for you. You're always gonna have a different alternative. Like I hate to see a good brother that I know, or somebody that has so much potential in this world, just go to it just because you think he didn't have help, or like somebody simply misunderstood him for something else, or what he said or what he did. Just, you never know what somebody's going through, so just try to be kind to everybody.
For real. That was decent as fuck. Just
be a good person.
Message. Hey, bro, I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you,
Let me feel that grip strength one more time.
Feel that grip strength.
Okay. But hey, you heard it here first.